Hello and welcome back. Today we will continue with Chemistry, Class 8, Chapter 4, Metals and Non-Metals. In our previous class, we have already learned about metals and their properties, the physical properties and their chemical properties as well. So today we will learn about corrosion of metals. So when you look around, you can see that iron or metals, they are rusting. So, and this rusting is nothing but corrosion of metals. So corrosion of metals or corrosion is defined as the slow eating away of metal on exposure to air and moisture. Corrosion eating le up who here rusting. So how does this corrosion happens? It is due to exposure to air and moisture. Hui la hilo le tui la a choi ting le tui hilo le tui nom la choi ting le up hi. When iron is exposed to air and moisture, it combines with water and oxygen to form rust, which is an oxide compound of iron. Iron ko ilo le ti hu pam la nga ilo le hui la ilo le tui hu na la equai ting le. Ichi iron hi tui to with water ilo le oxygen to combine wa ting le rust form ji up hu ti up hu form ji. And this rust is nothing but an oxide compound of iron. Both oxygen and water are necessary for rusting. So for an iron to rust, oxygen and water is necessary. Ti up na dinga hu tui to oxygen ngai cha hi. Rust is a hydrated oxide of iron, Fe2O3. Rust iti ting le ipyam ta le chi hydrated oxide hi. Tui to oxygen ki combine na rust kiti hi ki form hi chi a formula cho hi ale Fe2O3. Since it is a metal oxide, it should be basic in nature. Chi rust hi attached to Tama it is basic here. Acid, and we know that acid and basic. We know that acid is sour to taste, but basic is or base is bitter to taste. Now let us see corrosion in copper. So corrosion happens in copper too. Objects containing copper also corrode on exposure to air and moisture. These objects get coated with a green layer of basic copper carbonate, which is a mixture of two compounds, copper carbonate and copper hydroxide. So copper, you might have seen copper wire, electric wire copper wire up here when it is exposed to air and moisture. Copper hi up ting le ipitam even na le green layer green layer to form so hi rust up so hi. In iron we can see that a red or orange layer is formed. Now let us see corrosion in silver. We know that if you know silver, silver is used for making spoon and etc. Silver objects turn black on exposure to air. This happens because the silver metal reacts with the sulfur compounds present in the air to form silver sulfide, which is black in color. So silver hi up silver hi up ting le ipiti ham itiale a color hu avom kiso ji hi. And this silver, what it forms is that it forms silver sulfide, which is black in color. Which is silver up ting ipi unkinam tiale chi up hu imachadang hilo silver sulfide hi. Prevention of corrosion. Corrosion hi iti umda sa thediu ham ailo iti kivengdo thedi ham. Corrosion can be prevented if direct contact of metal with air and moisture can be blocked. So we can prevent corrosion by cutting off the contact with air and moisture with the metal. Corrosion chu ipiti umda sa thejam tilo thi to chun hui le tui akitimat na chu their contact chu umda sa ale corrosion to prevent hi chu ipiti bol thejam jale. This can be done by different methods. Some of these are as follows. One, oiling and greasing. So what we can do is that oiling and greasing thau hi lo le grease hu nu the hi thau to grease hu inu ting le thi to hui alo tui amani ki ka chu thau to grease hu umdi tan ting la chu a contact untal chule up by lo corrosion chu prevent hi. Galvanizing chu iti ting hi ale chi metal dang khat alo le chu jing ham khat hu nu the chu hu inu ting le amo ki ka chu a contact ki kha na a bu chu khat hi. Electroplating le electric manga achunga kika phum tin hi. Alloying ting le it is mixing of two or more metals. For example, iron hu zinc hilo nickel hilo chromium to ihala le stainless steel kinesi chu hiting le up thei lo hi. Uses of metals and non-metals. First, we have jewelry, gold, silver, and platinum. So these are used for as ornaments or jewelry. Next, we have aluminum. We can use aluminum as cooking utensils. Next, we have iron. Iron is used for making machines. Next, we have aluminum foil. Aluminum foil can be used for packaging things. And next, we have copper wire and aluminum wire. These are used for electric wire. These are used to transfer electricity from one place to another. And next, we have a railway track. It is also made from metal. And next, we also have iron bar. This is used for constructing houses. These are some of the uses of metals. Now let us see the uses of non-metals. Oxygen is used for breathing by most of the living organisms. So we need oxygen to breathe. We use oxygen for breathing. Water is made up of two non-metals, oxygen and hydrogen. So water is also one of the most necessary or compulsory compounds that we need to live. And this water is also made from non-metals. Water non-metals oxygen to hydrogen Nitrogen is used to make fertilizers. Nitrogen is also a non-metal, and this can be used as fertilizers. Next, we have phosphorus is to make matches, crackers, and fertilizers. When phosphorus, if you look at your matchbox or matches or matchstick, you can see that at the tip of your matchstick that is made from phosphorus. Crackers, and fertilizers. Phosphorus is also good for fertilizers. Phosphorus is also good for making fertilizers. Sulfur is to make sulfuric acid, a very important industrial chemical. So sulfur is also an element. It is used for making sulfuric acid. So this sulfuric acid is one of the most important ingredients in industrial chemical factories. Next, all fuels are mainly made of carbon along with hydrogen, nitrogen, and sulfur. So, or petrol, kerosene, diesel, etc. They are all made from carbon along with hydrogen, nitrogen, and sulfur. Next, diamond is used in making jewelry. So diamond is also very useful in making jewelry, and is also used for making Diamond is used in making jewelry. You know that diamond is very precious, and it is one of the most expensive things. And it is also used for making high-tech machinery to cut things which are very hard. Chlorine is used to disinfect drinking water. So chlorine, we can use this to disinfect drinking water. Tui anian ho ai lo le. Tui la germs tam ho cham khat ko. Tui anian ho su thina dinga he chlorine ha le. Tui germs ho cha tha tui thinga ki mu hi. Bodies of all living organisms mainly contain non-metals like carbon, hydrogen, oxygen along with nitrogen, sulfur, phosphorus, etc. So body of all living organisms it includes animals, human beings, and all other living creatures. So we are made from carbon. Mostly we are made from carbon. And along with hydrogen, oxygen, also nitrogen, sulfur, phosphorus, etc. And the main element is carbon. Now for your assignment, 1. What is corrosion? 2. How can we prevent corrosion? 3. Write 5 uses of metals. 4. Write 5 uses of non-metals. And that will be all for today. And I want all of you to go through your textbook and do your assignments. Thank you.